BrightLocker, a crowdfunding platform similar to Patreon and Kickstarter, is reportedly closing down after developers claimed they had not been paid money owed. Serban Cortez confirmed that the company is dissolving, but its community-building platform will apparently still continue operations under a holding company with which Cortez has no involvement, as reported by Gamasutra. Biz. ONEDAVELOPER said the holding company that bought the BrightLocker domain is BL Holdco 1 LLC, and that it would not be making any payments promised by the original company. There's also been some back and forth as to whether or not the developers have actually been paid, despite Cortez claiming that the company never refused to pay up. That's definitely not the case, said ONEDAVELOPER. There is a plethora of developers who are fairly unhappy in our Discord who have not been sent their payments. We should not have to chase them down like this. Another developer said it was a shame that the company was closing. It was a great idea for our platform. Many believed in them, but seems like they had startup troubles just from observing. But hope they do the honorable thing and pay the developers. There is always a right way and wrong way to go about things. BrightLocker was founded back in 2014 as a crowd publishing platform to create games from user-submitted ideas. Some recordings from the Game History panel held at this past Medfest 2019 are now available for the public to enjoy. This panel track was part of the Music and Gaming Educational Symposium, Mages Educational Track. These videos could be useful for developers interested in learning the history behind some of their favorite games, genres, and consoles. It's easy to forget how young the medium actually is, and the playlist of 11 videos covers topics ranging from the history of themes to the weight of papers. Pleasant fan created designs. The video showcased above tackles Pac-Man and women in early video games, where the panelist LLADYMMCDIVITT discusses how the concept of the game was actually born to fix the problem of arcade centers being perceived as dark and seedy environments. According to McDavid, Toru Wantani, the developer behind Pac-Man, made the game because women did not want to be pursued anymore. They wanted to be the pursuers. So he thought that being able to get the pilot and chase after the ghosts would appeal to more modern women. The panelist goes on to share a direct quote by Wantani, who explains that around the time that we launched Pac-Man, video game arcades were filled with games where you shot aliens. It seemed very dark. It was for men. I realized that if women and couples were going to come to game centers, they had to be cheerful places. So I decided to theme the game around eating dinner with Pac-Man. Wantani wanted to create a game that would change the face of an arcade. McDavid then poses the question, why does the game matter? It had a massive cultural impact, but it also launched a new genre and encouraged more women to become involved in the development of games, and more women went into arcades to play. The rest of the videos are really informative and worth a watch, so be sure to check them all out here. Out this week, Falcon Age is a PSVR title from the in the Outer Loop games that's captured developers' imaginations thanks to its charming and standout human-falcon interaction mechanics. And beyond that, Outer Loop games have sparked conversation among game developers by choosing to expand its difficulty options based on player feedback at events like PAX. If you are curious about why a small studio might take on developing a game that plays on PSVR and normal PS4 consoles, you are in luck. Studio co-founder and creative director Chandano BKNEYAKD is dropping by the DD Twitch channel to discuss the making of Falcon Age, starting at 3 p.m. If you have got questions about making video games, board games, or anti-colonial games, be sure to drop by Twitch chat to ask them, and while you are at it, you can follow the DD Twitch channel for more developer interviews and curated video talks. Marvel Strike Force has made over $150 million in revenue for developer publisher Fox Next Games during its first year. Fox Next broke the news to VentureBeat and claimed the turn-based title has seen growth every month since it launched back in 2018. The games as a service offering has been constantly updated in a bid to keep players engaged, and over the past year has been expanded with the addition of 27 new characters and special in-game events, which often coincide with the launch of major Marvel movies. Other players love it, said Fox Next Games Studios head Aaron Loeb. The game has hundreds of thousands of people playing every day, and millions playing every month. That $150 million in gross revenue comes from people loving the game over time. It's a fairly constant state, based on long-term relationships with other players, that's coming to fruition. An excerpt from the fourth main Virtual Cities Atlas of Video Game Cities by game urbanist Konstantinos Demopoulos and artist Maria Kalikoki. You have not died until you have visited Rubakova, the liveliest, most vibrant place throughout the Mesoamerican Hades, the town that never died. An extravagant, cheerful yet forlorn city where heartbroken lovers await their soulmates, and the ancient dead dance wildly through countless nights. Rubakova, a city of long shadows, paper skeletons, bright lights, and unexpected folks, where the biggest of the bone bands play the finest bebop tunes, and where jazz and mariachi get married to Andean melodies. This is the great post-mortem melting pot, the town where lost souls are bound to be found, and hardened criminals can watch the occasional saint embark the Norda cruises towards a restful afterlife. This high-life port town of the land of the dead is located on the coast of the Sea of Lament, and thus serves as a crucial way station on the 4-year journey to the ninth underworld and eternal rest. Reaching it means braving the petrified forest, and then, upon arrival, buying passage across the ocean as quickly as possible. Yet somehow this almost transient place keeps on growing. Souls tend to linger here in waiting, after losing hope in a better hereafter, or by being swept away by this breathtaking urbanistic embodiment of Mayan, Aztec, Toltec and Mexican metaphysical beliefs. Rubakova, not being a theologically detailed location, did not always exist, but is far older than anyone remembers. Its turbulent history has a palpable weight to it, as the dead refusing to leave the afterlife behind are always the more intriguing ones, and there seated, teetering between a furlong tongue under revolutionary hype, could never be anything but fascinating. The mood of Rubakova has definitely seen much as the tiny transit town by the sea grew to become today's metropolis, and geographers have long argued whether nostalgia, allure, is the main centrifugal force boosting its population. Sense of loss aside though, this is an undeniably stunning, intoxicating city. The city laps mesmerizingly against lofty bridges. Sublime bas-relief decorations can be discovered in the most unexpected of places. The shadows of emphatic buildings hold countless secrets and drinking holes, and sudden explosions of scale and spectacle regularly impress. Add in the blimps, sky traffic, the gargantuan cat racing truck, and unrivaled nightlife, eye-catching sky signs, the lively masses of the dead, and a thousand promises. and the city's gravitational pull makes absolute sense. The sights are countless, the colors dizzying, the music perfect, the scope of inspiring, and the aesthetic experience of getting lost worth dying for. One path might lead to an abandoned lighthouse, another to a forgotten pier, and the third to a cliff-carved elevator towards a unknown section of town, complete with massive casino. Brookhaven life is not confined to savoring spatial delights, holding a job, or playing the kitties. Things often get exciting, dangerous, and even hopeless in this city of the poor masquerading as the cosmopolitan town of the rich.